past.
Hmm.
But that's why a lot of stuff from the 80s is pretty good. Could care less for it, though.
Alright, I think we're gonna do a plane launch. Cremola! What's up, dude? That's kind of a cool shot. Looking right down that flight deck. What's up, Cosmos? You're picking up your daughter from skating in an hour and a half. Nice. There we go. Is there any more zoom? Yes. What do you guys think, huh? Looking down the flight deck with the bomber already airborne. That's kind of cool. Let's get a little bit out of the way here so we can not the antenna's not in the way.
Just an FYI, that's a disposable camo, not the permanent camo.
Yes, it is. It's the yep, because I see the stars and all that. But the blue is beautiful. It harkens back to when the U.S. Navy changed all their aircraft to the dark blue paint scheme instead of their original pre-war colors.
Yes.
Which I don't remember if the Hornet was still alive at that point or not. Oh, Sanctus, dude, thank you so much for the 500 bits. Happy Sunday, Zath. Thanks for always offering advice and making me a better player. Dude, thanks you, Sanctus, for being so supportive. I really do appreciate it.
So, if you haven't noticed, there is 4 tiers in this match.
Ah, yes, there's a failed div, Mutsuki, on the enemy team.
2 failed divs.
And well, usually they do a really good job of pairing them together, so there you go.
There's one on their team and one on our team.
Right. Now you are top tier, and there's only 2 top tier enemies that you have to worry about. Harbin will make your day miserable. And, hey, look, you've got my luck. You found him first, just like I usually do. I like how you're like, I'm just gonna ignore you and try to bomb the Bismarck. Now, you could have pre-dropped beforehand. Of course, if you did, you wouldn't have been able to go through that anti-air and get that Citadel hit on the Bismarck. I feel like you were a little aggressive with your planes early on there. You lost a lot of planes for a little bit of damage.
More recon than damage. That's usually what I do with the first set.
Well, yes, that's what we covered before. But this time you just said, "Oh, I'll just go in it." I mean, another thing you could have done is gotten out of the range of the Harbin's anti-air and then dropped a plane like Delta 4 grid square, because then the New Mexico's would be lit, the Bismarck would be lit, and that scout plane would have, or the fighter plane would have lived. So I think that's what I would have done early on. Once you saw the Harbin, if I was playing, I would have immediately noped out of there, put the plane down outside of the Harbin's anti-air range. So basically, if the Harbin wants to shoot down your plane, he's got to turn south to do it. You know what I mean? And then that keeps, of course, your enemy ships lit.
I'm not going to spoil anything in this match.
Nice use of the plane there. That's going to force the Parseval's torp bombers away from that area. That's good teamwork for your Fubuki. And you get to have an easy, relaxing drop on the Bayern. There you go. And you definitely have enough planes. You can just turn right around and drop again. A little bit too close to him. So only 1 torpedo arm. That's unfortunate. And Harley, yes, I did see your cover my replay redemption. You're gonna have to get in line.
That's that was a temporary commander that I was leveling, not the permanent one I have on there now.
Oh, okay. And, I mean, commander skills do have an impact on the torpedo bombers. For one, it's the drop in the distance. The other one, of course, is the speed of your torpedo plane, or torpedoes in the water. Okay, so now you switch to your Mitchells. Oh, damn, I should have stopped and screenshotted the launch of the Mitchells. I'll do that next time. But I don't like the idea of moving straight up like this. Are you going to bomb the Harbin?
Not yet.
The reason I'm saying is you're heading straight for it.
Actually, I think I did it on the first set of B-25s, and the second one, no. I stopped doing that.
Because that's what I'm confused by. I mean, you're probably going to lose one, maybe two planes in this drop, in my opinion. And, I mean, you're bombing the one thing that really counters you well. Nice hits, though. I mean, you really kind of wrecked some anti-air there, so that's nice. But I think you would have been better off to bomb up the Bismarck instead. Alright, AP dive bombers coming up next. Now, guys, this is the ship that you can win a little bit later on stream. So if you don't have a Hornet yet, you want to make sure you stick around for about another hour and a half. And we'll be doing our giveaway soon. And we're doing that in an hour and a half, guys, because I know there's some of you are watching from Europe. And I know it's getting quite late on a Sunday night. So I want to make sure you guys have a chance to get in on this giveaway too.
Yeah, the AP bombers aren't the best. They're more for like what I did before, scouting, maybe one drop. But when they hit, and I've had a few instances of them hitting, they can definitely chunk a cruiser or a battleship down.
Oh, absolutely. This approach here, I don't like that you're coming in on the side, but oh well. And look at that, you got two citadels out of it. Mitsuki takes out your Fuso. Oof. So much for bottom tier. And you better hurry before your planes get ripped up. At least you got the reset. Midnight in 90 minutes? Really? I thought the continent was 7 hours ahead. So, unless you're watching from Russia, Carpool. Oh, 90 minutes, hour and a half. Yeah, that's right. It's 10:30. Right.
Nice work.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's where I would think it would be, because Europe is usually 7 hours ahead of Chicago. Oh, I love this. If I could turn back time, this is a fun remix. Brings me back to Evangelion, which is a very fun anime if you haven't seen it. Also a very messed up anime at that. Alright, dropping on the Bismarck. The nice thing about being top tier is you can play with your food a bit. And that's what we see happening right here. I think that's a little behind, but I know the reticule is a little off. Oh! Pardon me for a minute while we take a screenshot of you launching the B-25s. Because this is what the Hornet is all about. Oh! Oh, yeah, baby.
Except in the dual raid, they have the entire runway.
Fun story about the B-25s, by the way. When they got detected by the Japanese trawler, they actually went and dumped everything they could from the aircraft to lighten it as much as possible. So they literally dumped all the machine guns on it and stuff like that. Anything that they could get rid of in order to ensure that the planes could launch off the deck. And then when they got detected by the by that trawler, they had to launch earlier than they wanted to, which meant that most of them would either have to ditch or they would not make it to their airfields in China. Went for the sub? What are you going to do against the sub? Unfortunately, if the sub's on the surface, you can do something. But the email Bertan is right there, so you would think that the email is going to take care of the sub. So I actually kind of agree with your decision to go after the new mechs there. Bombs do work, that's true.
In the end of what? We're talking Doolittle Raid, yes?
Mm-hmm.
In the end of the Doolittle Raid, only, I think, 2 people died to the Japanese, and 1 died upon ditching. And I think that was all but all the casualties.
Yeah, the vast majority did survive. Oh, you're hunting for their Mutsuki. Oh, you found it!
This is where it gets a little spicy.
Well, sure. But it was smart of you to go look for him. I didn't even notice that you were detected, but obviously you did, so good job there. One got shot by a Chinese, maybe. I know one landed in Russian land territory, and I know the Japanese caught a few of them. But, you know, in my opinion, I mean, the people that did the Doolittle Raid are the, you know, epitome of heroes. Because they knew that they were up against a very, very risky mission, and they went anyway.
Yep.
And that, in my opinion, is the definition of hero, when you know you're probably going to die, but you do it anyway. Also, I mentioned this on the last stream. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but on 4 of the bombs that the B-25s dropped on Tokyo, they affixed friendship medals that the Japanese had given to American servicemen, 4 of them, as a way to honor them in the I think it was in the 30s. And the Americans basically said, we don't want these anymore. Here, take the medals. So that's kind of fun, you know? Return to sender.
Actually, another cool tidbit from World War II was one of those hybrid submarines that the Japanese had that could launch float planes.
The I-400s?
Yep. The one, I don't remember the fella's name, but he was launched.
A little late on that drop. But hey, it still worked. Sorry, go ahead.
He flew over Washington State, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dropped a bomb to intentionally cause a forest fire.
Yes.
To hopefully divert some of the naval forces up north.
Yes.
So that way a larger strike could be concentrated south.
Yes.
The problem was it rained, it was still humid, and it was very, you know, murky, so fire wasn't going to spread much.
Yep.
The townspeople went, fought the fire, and then they thought it was a forest fire, but then they quite literally realized that it was a Japanese bomb. Later on, they found out who the bomber was, and so they invited him to their town.
Yep.
He completely thought he was going to be humiliated, even though he went. So he brought his katana with him, his sword. And initially, he was literally welcomed as a war veteran because he fought for his country. Like, they didn't hold any animosity towards him.
So one of
the guy was so grateful, he gifted them his sword.
One of the things that I always find interesting about post-World War II is the relationship that America's had with Japan. It's one of healing, it's one of friendship. It's not one of adversarial. And I really do appreciate that, and it's something that I always try to express to my students. They fought on opposite sides, but at the end of the war, all of that no longer mattered. And I think it's important we keep that in mind with conflicts going on right now. You need to have a period of healing in order to be able to resolve the conflict in the situation. If you can't heal, you will never resolve that conflict.
Yeah, and it's like,
okay.
At the end of the day, right, we're not going to get into particularities.
Nice job, by the way, on that Mutsuki.
But one man is largely the blame. I don't blame their people.
Well,
I don't blame their soldiers.
Let's move on from that.
But,
I don't want to get into it too much.
Yeah.
Big O, by the way, you've been quiet. This is your replay, so what do you want to talk about?
I was going to say, The reason I told Fubuki to smoke me is so I could continue to operate without being detected by the Baron. Not for the secondaries, because that's what you would generally think. But
yep, I saw that he smoked you earlier, and that was really good. We didn't really talk about that because we got sidetracked, but yeah, that was a really good position to be in. Unfortunately, you just barely got out of the smoke, which is unfortunate. But hey, you know, you're right. You were dark for a good amount of time. Hey, tigerfish.
Now here's where I get the biggest laugh in the match: is trying to kill this Harbin.
Well, the only thing that's left is the Parseval for you to go after. So I would agree with the Harbin. I don't like your Fubuki going after the Harbin. I think your Fubuki would be better off going due north to try to find the Parseval. Oh, you detonated the guy?
Yep, all is clear, Fubuki.
Good job.
Gaelic, yeah. I have lots of respect for the Red Tails who stuck by the guns and supported the bombers. Absolutely, yes. Part of those, the Tuskegee Airmen, we talked about that in my history class. There's also the Japanese unit. Was it the 442nd Division? The most decorated unit in all of World War II, and it was made of mostly Japanese Americans, which is really cool.
Now, here's where I learned of the true power of the B-25 bomb.
Oh, you're going to bomb the Parcel's flight deck, aren't you?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did this on Ranked last weekend, and it was ridiculousness.
How many did you
flying.
get? That's my question.
What was your question?
How many bomb hits did you get?
I got enough to make him really panic. I don't remember the exact number.
You gotta love these giant flying trash cans, especially when their payload is so awful.
14 hits, guys. You got almost 30,000 damage.
Just gone!
Right?
That is, oh my god.
I don't know if you saw the comment in chat, by the way, but Langley says, I would like to play CV as good as this guy.
It takes a lot of practice. And a lot of reports, and a lot of hatred towards you. No, you know what I mean.
You lose a lot of karma doing it.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, I gain karma when I play carrier, but I think part of that's because I'm a CC and people recognize that. But look at, he was full health, and now he is definitely not full health. Reports are probably deserves his ring. I mean, you know.
Now see, here's where he's messing up.
Well, he's trying to attack you now.
Yeah, but he's ignoring the Fubuki. If it had been me, I would have set my ship.
Oh!
Because secondary spec or not, those secondaries can still rip apart a USCV.
I totally missed it. You're right, that the Parseval secondaries are concerned, but I missed the Fubuki got the kill on the Harbin, which is huge.
The who?
The Harbin. The Fubuki killed the Harbin, didn't he, or did you?
No, I did. I detonated him.
Oh, that's right.
The Magdet.
That's right. I'm sorry.
But, like I was saying, he should have sent his ship right at me.
He should have.
Focus the Fubuki.
He should have, yeah. But he didn't. Instead,
that mistake
comes
back to bite him.
And he's playing very, very cautious here. And I like how you put your planes up and you're like, nah, you know what? I want my bombers again. After what you saw happening to the Parseval, you're like, I want my bombers again.
And he's also, right, it's a 2-on-1. This situation doesn't favor him. He should have been throwing up fighters to, like, fighter after fighter.
To slow you down, yeah.
Pretty much. Or for experience.
But at this point, he's quite low probably on fighters. It's the end of the game. He's probably used a bunch of fighters already.
Too bad he ain't French.
All right, here we go. Here's your bombers. They're in the scalp, the cap planes. So you got to drop. There they are. And not as much as you were hoping for, obviously.
But that's not what I wasn't trying to get damage out of him. What I was trying to do was draw his attention to me,
and not
so
your Fubuki.
He could get the A cap, get the B cap, and then I would block the points in the D cap.
And you're getting the D right, exactly. And what it's doing is now the enemy team is not getting any points at all. And in 2.5 minutes, the game is over. And because they're not getting any points, you will probably win this game, even if the Parzival lives and you die.
Well, that's the thing. Who knows if he lives?
Well, you do. Alright, I like cycling here. There's no need in dropping another half squadron, because most of them will be gone by the time they get there. Did you... Oh, you died. Hold on. I gotta do my thing. I gotta take my death pick. And actually, we can get your... Yes, look at that. We can get your bombers in on this. That's kind of...
and the Admiral!
That's kind of cool, huh? So
Yo,
it's
that's
almost...
actually really sick.
Yeah.
Destiny.
No place like... Crap, yeah, right? Alright, well, this is it for your bombers. Now, you could sail around and just keep the Parzival lit for your Fubuki. But you're like, to hell with you, I'm gonna bomb you instead. He's at 8,000. Can you Citadel him to oblivion? Here we go. No, you cannot.
Would have been nice if I did.
So, it would have been. Now the question is, what's the Fubu gonna do? You're sailing, or sinking, I mean. Minute and 15 seconds, and unfortunately, I don't think that you're gonna win at this point now. With the enemy ticking up still on decap.
Yeah, but he also can kill Fubuki in time.
Well, so you are basically depending on that failed div person. Nice dodge by him. Jeez.
I mean, to be fair, I looked at the team score after the match. They did pretty better than some of our other tier 8s.
Yep. Now you told him to load AP, so he did, and then now, of course, look at this. Oh, it's Hayes Gray underway. Oh, Hayes knows what he's doing. He's a destroyer main. You'll be fine. He's a 4-mite. He's a 4-mite. You'll be fine.
When skill triumphs tier. Ah, yes, the satisfaction of it all.
And look at how smart he is. He's popping a smoke right now. He knows he's got the kill, and he's popping the smoke to make sure that he can't be killed by the secondaries. That's how you know he's a really good player.
Because all he needs to do is throw fish and save the ship.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep.
Well, thanks for that replay. Chat, yay